I'm sitting in the car with my dad. We are getting ready to embark upon a 5-day journey from Milwaukee, Wisconsin to Tucson, Arizona, where he resides in the winter. The car is packed with his stuff, and he turns to me and he says, "Katie, there are 3 rules on this trip. First rule, no music. It puts me to sleep. Second rule, we're getting out every 2 hours because I'm going to have to stretch my legs. Third rule, you're not driving." Now, this really didn't surprise me much because when I was 16, I got into a car accident with his car. And he said to me at that time, "You will never, ever drive one of my cars ever again." And up until this point, I hadn't, and I was 47. When I was younger, I thought my dad was a giant of a man. He was 6'4". He had blonde hair and blue eyes. He was very quick with a joke and a smile, but that was about it. He was ridiculously slow, methodical, and routined. But since my mom died, my dad had become understandably slower and grouchier. And this isn't me. I am, let's go, let's, get up and go in the morning. And this is one of the reasons I don't want to go with him. The other reason I don't want to go with my dad is because my parents were known as the Bickersons. They argued over everything, big and small, and I hated to argue. The other reason I didn't want to go on this trip is because my dad simply didn't want me to go. He was a snowbird. My parents were snowbirds, and they had made this trip 20 times before. But since my mom died and my dad was taking this trip for the very first time, I thought I would go with him. So I put my headphones on, and we drove the first day in pretty much silence. So I get to the first night, and I open up my map, and I look. We're a third of the way there. Why in the world is this going to take 5 days? I'm really angry. And so at dinner that night, I said something to my dad, just like that. "Why is this going to take 5 days when it could take 3? And he snapped at me and he said, "I don't know." And then he softened and he said, "Your mom used to plan these trips." So I let it go. So that night, I went back to my hotel room and I said, "What should we do? Should we fast forward and get to my dad's apartment 2 days early? Or should we slow down and have some fun?" So I thought about it, and the next morning I announced to my father our new itinerary. "Dad, we are going to every tacky tourist trap between here and Tucson, Arizona. I am going to document this trip. I'm going to take your picture. You're going to smile, and you're going to like it. And if you don't like it, fake it till you make it. You got it?" And he looked at me with a scowl and said, "Get in a car." So we get in the car, but I do convince him to stop at the Cowboy Museum in Oklahoma City. And we pull up, we go past admissions, and he goes, "Come on, I gotta show you something." "Wait, what? You've been here before?" "Yeah, with Mom, come on." So I follow him down this long hallway into this room. It's about a 10 by 20 room, and it has cabinets in there, and there's drawers that look like pizza boxes stacked on top of each other. And he goes, "Come here." And he pulls out the first drawer, and it's a piece of barbed wire. And I realize after he pulls out the second drawer, we are in a barbed wire exhibit. I am horrified, but he is giddy. He is pulling out each and every drawer. So I snap his picture, annoyed. We go on, and I take his picture at the iconic Route 66 signs, and we had a bunch of iconic old cars. And then we stopped at the Roswell Museum in Roswell, New Mexico, the Alien Museum. And I took his picture with space junk and aliens. He was not happy. But I snapped his picture, and with each time I snapped the picture of him, I had a greater appreciation for my father. He was totally being a trooper, and I was starting to have fun. We went on to monuments and casinos, and we had a great time. And then when we finally arrived to Tucson, we were looking at the pictures. I gave him my phone, and he was swiping through them. And he was smiling for the first time, I think, since the Barbed Wire Museum. and he, I don't know what was going on in his head, but he turned to me. Maybe he's thinking, I'm more mature now or something, but next time, you can drive. Unfortunately, my father passed away of a massive heart attack 9 months later, so there was no next time. But now I look at those pictures with fondness, and I am so glad that we pulled out each and every drawer. Thank you.